Gentlemen, welcome to Better Sleeping Tonight with Shane and Greg.
So you're saying I gotta do something along the lines of, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, welcome to Better Sleeping Tonight with Shane and Greg.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
The opening's got to be, the opening is the finish.
The opening is the finish?
Yes.
All right.
What you say in the first line is the only thing they remember. We
So-
got a bunch of information from Shane and Greg today, but man, that opening was something.
I hope they remember the opening. You know? If you don't have an opening, you don't have a close, that's for sure. Do we have a close written for this?
No.
So we're going to have to really shoot at the end, or
It's a work in progress.
it's a work in progress.
You
So
go back to the ladies and gentlemen, and then I kick in with thank you for joining Better Sleeping Tonight with Shane and Greg.
So, welcome. You should see Greg's face right now. He's laughing. He's not sure if he can hang with the big dog. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
Yeah, you just go with your welcome to Better Sleeping Tonight with Shane and Greg.
welcome to Better Sleeping Tonight with Shane and Greg.
This is our first episode, Shane, and I look pretty excited to share some thoughts and tips with you guys. Feel free to ask questions in the comments and share our content with your friends.
So, what are we planning on covering today, Greg?
Well, today we're going to cover some of the differences in foam, Shane, foam and foam technology that we often find in hybrid type mattresses and what they all do.
So, let's start with the difference between polyfoam and viscofoam.
Well, Shane, this is a commonly asked question, and I understand why. They both look the same to most people on the surface, but they're actually two different types of foam with two totally different uses.
So, let's look at polyfoam and what makes that different than memory foam.
Okay, Shane, great question. Well, the good thing about polyfoam is that it's in most mattresses, so it's very effective and helps with more than just lowering the price. It's used in the support layers of the mattress and works well for back and stomach sleepers, as it tends to be a bit of a firmer foam.
And how is that different than memory foam?
Well, Shane, another good question. Memory foam is usually soft, so it's not used for your support layers. It's used as a comfort material. It lasts longer than polyfoam and is much more expensive to produce, which is why you will usually find memory foam in premium mattresses. Also, it has more pressure relief properties, which help side sleepers who suffer from chronic back pain.
Okay, but Greg, you know what? You've heard it, I've heard it. You know, we get people that come in all the time asking about memory foam, but they're scared. They're worried because their friends told them, oh, well, memory foam sleeps hot. Is that true?
You know what, Shane? Great question again. Memory foam on its own can sleep warmer, but this is why manufacturers use different materials to help alleviate and control the sleep environment.
So Simmons uses a lot of different foams. For example, in our Ace mattresses, they use dynamic response foam, they use dual cool foam, diamond infused, and air cooled gel foams. You know, Greg, what are some of the benefits that the customer gains from those foams?
Well, Shane, dynamic response is a molded foam rather than a poured foam. It demonstrates different conforming properties, which helps with improving your conforming back support. Dual Cool is two different gel beads infused into the foam and helps with drawing away excess heat and dissipating it out of the mattress while also storing some of that heat for us cold sleepers. It responds to your body temperature and helps you stay temperature neutral, Shane.
And the diamond infused foam has a similar idea, and so does the air cool foams. The point is that even though they are memory foam layers, they have tech built in to help with your core temperature.
Totally correct, Shane. Diamonds being nicknamed ice because they feel cold, not only because they are at a lower temperature than our bodies, but also because they can extract or conduct the heat away from us. So naturally, that in a mattress helps rid our body of excess heat as well.
So, we're talking about that, that brings up temperature neutrality, Greg. And so what temperature neutrality is it's something that our bodies go through. If you have issues sleeping hot, if you have issues sleeping cool or too cold, that usually comes up in your REM sleep, which is, stage 4 of your sleep cycle. And what happens is, we lose muscle tone and muscle control because we don't want to react on our dreams. But what also happens is that we lose the ability to thermal regulate. So that's where some of these different technologies come into play. But there is a difference between a hybrid and an all-foam mattress and how they feel.
That's totally correct, Shane. They two feel totally different. But let's give a clear definition to the word hybrid, because a lot of mattresses claim to be hybrid, but they really aren't.
So let's look at the cover. Instead of it being quilted, it is non-quilted and is a 4-way stretchable and breathable material.
And Shane, also the upholstery. It's 75% premium foams, which means it's mostly your premium memory foam, like the ones we've already talked about.
But what makes it a hybrid?
Well, each manufacturer, Shane, uses different types of coils from different suppliers. For example, Simmons uses their patented pocketed coil in their hybrids, but they are no different than the coils they use in their traditional style mattresses.
They do vary the gauge of the coil in some of the models to enhance the support of that specific model. And hybrids do still have the edge support that we see in a traditional innerspring unit.
Well, I'll tell you what, Shane, I feel like we've answered a lot of the questions people ask us every day. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to post a poll today asking how many people are currently sleeping on a true hybrid. And if we get more than 100 likes, Shane, for our location's Facebook page, why don't we give them a pillow?
That sounds like a great idea. We'll give one lucky fan a free pillow if we hit over 100 likes on our location's Facebook page.
Pillow.
Right?
The poll's up till Friday, Shane. Start voting.
That sounds awesome, Greg. And you know what? We really want to see feedback from you guys. And if you have questions, if you have opinions on some of this, the information that we're using is fact. We're not going off our personal opinions. We're making sure that the information is, available to you as well to find online. But if you have more questions, also feel free to come by and see us in store. We don't necessarily expect every person that walks in the door to be ready to buy that day that they come in. We do want to make sure that we're giving you information that you didn't have before, and making a decision on buying a mattress is a difficult, decision. We'll cover that more in later episodes. Greg, what do you think for next week's episode? What do you think we should cover?
Well, Shane, I know a lot of the questions lately are on the new sheet systems that are out, so let's talk about controlling your microclimate next time.
Okay. Well, next time we'll talk about your microclimate. Maybe we'll talk about the different sheets and the mysteries and the myths, really. The myths is the word I was looking for. The myths around thread count. Greg, have you heard people say, I need 1,000 threads on that sheet?
I've heard people say it, Shane, and I also have heard those same people say they're sleeping hot and they can't figure out why. So we definitely need to tackle that myth.
So next week, join us again, and we will be talking about microclimate sheets and anything else that goes on top of your mattress. For now, we thank you for your time and have a great night's sleep.